Those 7 words froze my blood. 23 years of service, 3 deployments, 2 Purple Hearts, and this 20-something clerk at Davidson Electronics thought my medals were costume jewelry. My name is Robert Walker. I lost my left leg to an IED in Afghanistan, but that morning I lost something else. My faith that people understood sacrifice. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. Tuesday morning, 9:47 a.m. I needed a new phone charger. Simple errand, should have taken 5 minutes. Instead, I stood at the counter, gripping my cane, watching this kid, Tyler, his name tag said, smirk at my uniform. "Sir, we don't give military discounts to people playing dress-up." He tapped his finger on the glass counter. "Those medals look like they came from a surplus store." My jaw clenched. "I served." "Sure you did." Tyler rolled his eyes. "Every guy with a limp claims to be a war hero. Next you'll tell me you know the president." The other customers pretended not to notice. A mother pulled her daughter closer. An elderly man studied the phone cases like they held nuclear codes. I set my driver's license on the counter. Staff Sergeant Robert Walker, 82nd Airborne. Tyler didn't even look. "Anyone can fake an ID. Look, just pay full price or leave. I've got real customers waiting." Real customers. My prosthetic leg ached. Phantom pain, they called it. Your body remembering what it lost. But this pain was different. This came from somewhere deeper. "These medals," I said quietly, "represent friends who didn't come home." Cool story. Tyler pulled out his phone, started scrolling. "That'll be $47.99. Cash or credit?" Behind me, the automatic doors swooshed open. Heavy footsteps, measured, purposeful. "Is there a problem here?" That voice. I knew that voice. Tyler didn't look up from his phone. Just another fake veteran trying to scam a discount. "I've got it handled." "Do you now?" The temperature in the store dropped 10 degrees. Tyler finally raised his eyes. His face went white. 4 stars gleamed on each shoulder. General Patricia Hayes stood 6 feet tall, her presence filling the store like thunder before lightning. My former commanding officer. The woman who'd visited me in Walter Reed after I lost my leg. "General?" Tyler's voice cracked. "That's fake veteran to you, apparently?" General Hayes stepped beside me. Her aide-de-camp, a full colonel, flanked her other side. "Though I'm curious how you reached that conclusion about Sergeant Walker here." Tyler's mouth opened, closed, opened again. No sound came out. "Cat got your tongue, son." The general's voice could have frozen hellfire. 30 seconds ago you were quite chatty. Tell me, what makes his medals fake?" I didn't. He doesn't look. Doesn't look what? Like someone who carried 3 men to safety after an IED tore apart his convoy? Like someone who spent 18 months learning to walk again? Like someone who earned every single decoration on that uniform? The store had gone tomb silent, every customer, every employee frozen in place. Tyler gripped the counter, his knuckles white. "I made a mistake." "No." General Hayes leaned forward. "A mistake is forgetting to charge sales tax. What you did was spit on 23 years of service. What you did was dishonor the memory of every soldier who didn't come home." I touched her arm. "General, it's fine, I'll just—" "Nothing about this is fine, Robert." She never took her eyes off Tyler. "This young man needs education, and I'm in a teaching mood." She pulled out her phone, dialed, put it on speaker. "Davidson Electronics Corporate Office," a cheerful voice answered. "This is General Patricia Hayes, Commander of the 18th Airborne Corps. I need to speak with your CEO. Now." "I'm sorry, but Mr. Davidson is in a meeting." "Then get him out of it. You have 60 seconds. 43 seconds later, a nervous voice came on the line. "General Hayes, this is James Davidson. How can I help you?" "Mr. Davidson, I'm standing in your store on Maple Street. Are you aware that your employees are trained to mock disabled veterans?" "What?" "No, absolutely not. We support our military." "Your employee Tyler just accused Sergeant Walker of wearing fake medals, called him a scammer, refused to honor your company's military discount. Would you like me to post the security footage on social media? I have 12 million followers who'd be very interested." Silence. Then, "General, I am mortified. This is completely against our values. I'll handle this personally. You have 10 minutes to get here." She ended the call. Tyler's manager materialized from the back office, a thin man with nervous eyes. "General, I apologize. Tyler's new. He doesn't understand. Then why is he working your register?" The general's voice could have cut steel. "Why is he interacting with customers? Why is he representing your company?" The manager wrung his hands. "We've been short-staffed. I fast-tracked his training. You failed him. You failed your customers, and you failed veterans like Sergeant Walker, who sacrificed everything for this country." I shifted my weight. My leg throbbed as, "General, really, we don't need to." "Robert, how many soldiers did we lose in that convoy?" The question hit like a punch. "4, their names." My throat tightened. "Martinez, Johnson, Thompson, and Davis. Ages? 19, 22, 20, 24. General Hayes turned back to Tyler. "Those men died so you could stand here in your safe, air-conditioned store and mock their brothers. They died so you could live free enough to be this ignorant." Tyler's eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't think—" "No, you didn't." The general's voice softened, just barely. "But you're going to learn." A black town car screeched into the parking lot. James Davidson burst through the doors, 60 years old, grey suit, face flushed with panic. "General Hayes," he extended his hand. She didn't take it. "Mr. Davidson, we need to discuss your training protocols." "Absolutely, whatever you need." "Tyler, you're suspended immediately." "No." I spoke up. Everyone turned. "Don't fire him." Tyler stared at me, confusion and hope warring on his face. "Robert?" General Hayes raised an eyebrow. "Firing him teaches nothing. He's young, ignorant, not malicious." I met Tyler's eyes, but he needs to understand, really understand. Mr. Davidson nodded eagerly. "Whatever you suggest, Sergeant." "We're at your disposal." I thought of Martinez, always smiling, sent half his pay home to his mother. Johnson, who could fix anything with duct tape and prayer. Thompson, who carried extra water for the Afghan kids. Davis, who was getting married when we got home. When we got home. 3 things, I said. First, Tyler volunteers at the VA hospital. 100 hours minimum. He'll meet real veterans, hear real stories, see real sacrifice. Tyler nodded frantically. Yes, yes, absolutely. Second, Davidson Electronics donates $50,000 to the Wounded Warrior Project. Today. Mr. Davidson pulled out his phone. "I'll authorize it right now." Third, I paused. Looked at my medals, my real medals, bought with blood and loss and nights that never ended. Third, Tyler keeps his job, but he becomes your veterans liaison. He learns every military discount, every program, every way to serve those who served. He becomes an expert in respect. General Hayes smiled. First time since she'd walked in. "Still looking out for others, Robert, even when they don't deserve it." Someone looked out for me once. I remembered waking up in Germany. No leg, no hope. But General Hayes was there. "We don't leave anyone behind, not even ignorant kids who need to learn better." Tyler stepped around the counter, approached slowly, like I might bite. "Sergeant Walker." I don't know what to say. "Say you'll learn, say you'll do better. Say you'll remember that everyone who walks through that door has a story you know nothing about." He straightened, almost like standing at attention. "I will, I promise." Mr. Davidson cleared his throat. "Sergeant, please, take whatever you need from the store. No charge, ever. Lifetime account. It's the least. I just need a phone charger." I pulled out my wallet, and I'll pay for it, full price. "But I never asked for special treatment, just basic respect." General Hayes put her hand on my shoulder. "Still too proud for your own good. Learned from the best, General." She laughed. First genuine sound in the whole exchange. "How's Diana, the kids?" "Good. Michael's starting high school, wants to join ROTC. Chip off the old block." She checked her watch. "I have a meeting at Fort Bragg. But Robert, next time someone disrespects your service, call me. I'll shut down every store in the chain if I have to." "I know you would." She turned to Tyler one last time. "Young man, you've been given a gift today. The gift of a second chance. Don't waste it." "I won't. I swear I won't." The general and her aide left. The store slowly returned to life. Customers whispered, employees stared. Tyler rang up my charger with shaking hands. Sergeant Walker, can I ask you something? Go ahead. The medals, what do they mean? Each one? I touched the Purple Heart. This one means I bled. The Bronze Star. This one means I stayed when I could have run. The Combat Infantry Badge. This one means I fought. And the others? Each one's a story, each one's a memory, each one's a promise to the men who can't tell their own stories anymore. Tyler handed me my receipt. Would you tell me, sometime? When I start volunteering? I studied his face, saw something new there, maybe understanding, maybe just the beginning of it. Yeah, I'll tell you. I turned to leave, stopped, looked back. Tyler, one more thing. Yes, sir? That discount you refused? I didn't serve for discounts, I served for the right of every American to be wrong. Even ignorant kids who insult veterans. I smiled, but next time, maybe just check the ID. The automatic doors opened. I stepped into sunlight. My leg hurt, my memories hurt, but something felt lighter. Behind me, I heard Mr. Davidson's voice. Tyler, my office. We have a new position to discuss. And General Hayes wasn't joking about those security cameras. I kept walking, each step measured, each step earned. My phone buzzed, Diana texting, "How was your morning?" I thought about typing the whole story. Instead, I wrote, "Educational for everyone." 3 dots appeared. Then, "Do I need bail money?" "No, but we're donating to Wounded Warrior this month." "Deal. Love you." "Love you too." I reached my truck, climbed in, adjusted the seat to accommodate my prosthetic. In the rearview mirror, I saw Tyler standing at the window, watching, learning maybe. My medals caught the light. Real metal, real weight, real meaning. Martinez would have laughed at the whole thing. "Sergeant, you always find the teaching moments." Johnson would have been practical. Should have got more than a charger out of it. Thompson would have been thoughtful. "Kid needed to learn, you taught him right." Davis would have joked. 4-star backup, that's cheating, Sarge." I started the engine, pulled out of the lot, left the store and its lessons behind. But I knew Tyler would be there tomorrow, and the next day, and maybe eventually he'd understand what he'd almost thrown away with his ignorance. The chance to serve those who'd served. The honor of saying thank you to someone who'd paid prices he couldn't imagine. My phone rang. General Hayes. "You went too easy on him, Robert." "Maybe, but you taught me something in Afghanistan." "What's that?" "Sometimes the hardest battles aren't against enemies. They're for hearts and minds, even ignorant ones in electronics stores." She chuckled. "Philosophy from a staff sergeant. I've created a monster." "You created a soldier, General. The rest I figured out myself." "Damn right you did. Take care, Robert." "You too, General." I drove home, past the VA hospital where Tyler would soon volunteer, past the recruiting station where young men and women signed up to serve, past the cemetery where too many friends rested. The medals on my chest weren't fake. The sacrifice they represented wasn't costume jewelry, and now one more person understood that. It wasn't much, but it was something, and sometimes something is everything. That night, Diana asked for the full story. I told her, every word, every moment. "You could have destroyed him," she said. "That boy, you had a 4-star general ready to end his career. What would that have taught him? That actions have consequences." He learned that, but he also learned that mercy exists. That veterans aren't just angry stereotypes. That we're human beings who choose compassion even when we've been insulted. She kissed my forehead, still trying to save everyone. "Not everyone, just the ones worth saving. How do you know he's worth it?" I thought about Tyler's face. The moment understanding began to dawn, the tears that came from shame, not fear. Because he stayed. He could have run to the back office, could have hidden, but he stayed and faced what he'd done. That takes something. Courage? The beginning of it. Michael came in, 14 years old, his mother's eyes my stubborn streak. "Dad, is it true you shut down a store today?" "Where'd you hear that?" "It's all over social media. 4-star general destroys electronics store employee. You're trending." I groaned. Great, just what I needed. The comments are wild. People are saying the employee should be fired, banned from every store. Some are saying worse. What do you think? Michael sat beside me, serious beyond his years. I think you did what you always do. You taught instead of punished. Your dad's getting soft in his old age, Diana teased. No. Michael shook his head. He's strong enough to forgive. That's harder than being angry. Smart kid, too smart. Want to know a secret? I asked. Yeah. I wanted to be angry, wanted to let General Hayes destroy that store. Part of me still does. But anger is easy. It feels good. It burns bright and hot and righteous. But it doesn't change anything. It just leaves ashes. So what changes things? Understanding, education, connection. I tapped my medals. These represent the best of us. Using them for revenge would dishonor that. Michael nodded. Then, I still want to join ROTC. I know. Does that scare you? Every parent's nightmare, watching your child choose danger, choose service, choose a path that might lead to folded flags and 21 guns, terrifies me. But I'm proud too. The world needs people willing to serve, willing to sacrifice, willing to stand between danger and home, like you did, like we all did. The ones who came home and the ones who didn't. Diana squeezed my hand. Michael leaned against my shoulder. Outside, the world spun on, full of Tylers who didn't understand, full of General Hayeses who did, full of spaces where the two could meet and maybe, possibly, learn from each other. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Hello? Sergeant Walker? This is Tyler from the store. I know it's late. What do you need, Tyler? I start at the VA tomorrow, volunteering. I was wondering, would you be there? I mean, I know you don't have to, but I thought maybe, what time? 8 a.m. Would that work? I looked at Diana. She nodded. I'll be there. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Sergeant, I'm sorry, really sorry, not just because I got in trouble, but because I didn't see, I didn't understand. Tomorrow, you start understanding. Yes, sir. I'll see you then. He hung up. Diana smiled. Still saving people. Maybe he's saving me too. How? By reminding me that people can change, can learn, can become better than their worst moment. She kissed me. Michael headed to bed. I sat in the quiet, thinking. Tomorrow, Tyler would walk into the VA hospital. He'd see the wheelchairs, the missing limbs, the 1,000-yard stairs. He'd hear the stories, the laughter that covered pain, the jokes that deflected trauma. Maybe he'd understand, maybe he'd become an advocate, maybe he'd spend the rest of his life making up for one morning's ignorance, or maybe not. But he'd have the chance, the same chance we all fought for, the chance to choose, to grow, to become more than our mistakes. I stood. My prosthetic protested. Phantom pain flared and faded. In the bedroom, Diana was reading. Coming to bed? In a minute. I went to the closet, pulled out my dress uniform, hung it carefully, each medal in its place, each ribbon aligned, not for show, not for discounts, but for remembrance. Martinez, Johnson, Thompson, Davis. And thousands more whose names I'd never know, but whose sacrifice made mornings like this possible. Mornings where ignorance could meet education, where generals could appear like avenging angels, where young men could learn that respect isn't given, it's earned. But mercy is chosen. I chose it today, would choose it again tomorrow. Because that's what they would have wanted. The ones who didn't come home. They'd want their sacrifice to mean more than anger, more than revenge, more than viral videos and public shamings. They'd want it to mean hope, education, the possibility that people could learn to see each other clearly. I turned off the light, climbed into bed. Diana curled against me. Proud of you, she whispered. For what? For being you, for choosing the harder path, for teaching instead of destroying. Learned from the best. General Hayes, you, every day you chose to stay when I came home broken. Every night you held me through nightmares. Every morning you helped me remember who I was beyond the war. She squeezed tighter. We saved each other. Yeah, we did. Sleep came slowly. It always did. But tonight the dreams were different. Not explosions and screaming, not the weight of bodies I couldn't save. Tonight I dreamed of Tyler at the VA, sitting with veterans, listening, learning, growing. I dreamed of him, years from now, managing a store that truly honored service, training employees to see the person behind the uniform, the story behind the limp, the sacrifice behind the scars. Maybe dreams, maybe prophecy, maybe just hope dressed up as sleep. But tomorrow would come either way, and with it, chances. To teach, to learn, to bridge the gap between those who served and those who didn't. To make Martinez and Johnson and Thompson and Davis proud. One conversation at a time, one moment of grace at a time, one choice to be better than our anger at a time. The medals sat in the darkness, waiting, ready, real. Just like the lessons they represented, just like the hope they carried, just like the future they promised, if we were brave enough to build it. Together.